All right, guys, we made it. It is game day. NFL 2025 starts tonight. We got the Eagles versus the Cowboys starting in just a few hours. Sorry to be getting this video out to you kind of late. I actually put a video out on my other channel a few days ago. So if you haven't catch that, there's some other plays that are different from these plays that I've got for you today. But running solo these days, so bear with me. Took the summer off and just kind of getting things back in motion here. But do me a favor, like the video if you appreciate the content. Drop me a comment. Especially when you take breaks on YouTube, they really do limit your reach. So all of that goes a long way. Really appreciate it. Here's what I'm thinking for today. Again, just a few hours before kickoff here. I'm going to go ahead and take this Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts rushing, receiving touchdowns combo, 1.5. I don't understand it. Maybe Vegas knows something that we don't, but this just seems ridiculous. I think either Barkley or Hurts could get this line cashed by themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and take this 1.5 rushing receiving TDs. I'm going to go with Will Shipley, 11.5 rushing yards, especially with Kenneth Gainwell out of there now. I think even if this game doesn't get out of control and the Eagles are just slaughtering the Cowboys by the fourth quarter, I think that is an opportunity there. Shipley may come in and play a lot more in the fourth quarter, but I think even regardless, just spelling Barkley here and there, I think he's going to get some touches. I bet he gets like at least 5-6 touches. I think he can go for 12 yards. So taking that, going to go with Dak Prescott, over 36.5 pass attempts. And also taking Jake Ferguson over 8.5 fantasy score. Now, we're going to break all this down. I'm going to get into everything, including the weather for tonight, because we are playing outside in Philadelphia. But before I do, just want to tell you quickly about the partnerships that I've got. We've got Underdog right now. If you play 5, you get 50 is the bonus they're currently running. Just use code BACKDOOR. All that information is down below. And then Chalkboard is running some cool specials right now. If you haven't signed up for Chalkboard yet, use code BACKDOOR and they're going to give you $20 in credit just for signing up. You don't even have to put anything down. So it's a really killer app. They're running a special on CeeDee Lamb for this first game. If he gets at least 1 yard, it cashes. So go over to Chalkboard, use code BACKDOOR, get $20 to play tonight. So or anytime this weekend. So definitely check that out. Also, our Backdoor Fantasy Sports Discord. We're running 90% off right now to celebrate the start of the NFL season. So just use code BACKDOOR when you're signing up through Patreon. All that information is down below as well. But if you want to come join us, get your first month 90% off. So this is a fun time of year, guys. We have all sorts of specials that all these platforms are putting out, and we want to just jump on all of these, to get into the NFL season. So let's start breaking it down. All right, so let's talk about the weather real quick. So we are expecting, there's like a marginal chance of thunderstorms tonight. So it looks like kickoff is going to be the highest chance of actual thunderstorms. Shout out to NFLweather.com. I just found this and I'm like, this is pretty sweet. They break it down by quarter. The most likely chance of thunderstorms is in right at kickoff, and then it looks like just likely rain showers the rest of the game. So that doesn't scare me off too much, but I do think that bumps up the rushing a little bit on both sides. I mean, there's a good chance the Cowboys are going to be playing from behind. Last I checked, it was like 47.5 over under on the game total, and then 8.5 point spread. So, I mean, last 2 times the Cowboys played the Eagles last year, it was an absolute stomping, but I don't believe Dak Prescott was available in those games. He's not like a huge needle mover, but he's way better than the quarterbacks that they had before. I mean, the Eagles defense is tough regardless. But you have to also consider like the Cowboys defense has not gotten any better. It's gotten significantly worse. We don't know yet. They may come out and shock us, but they were terrible last year. And then now they, traded away Micah Parsons. So I think the Eagles are going to be able to do whatever they want. But yeah, we do want to consider the weather a little bit here. I think, if it's just light rain or just like showers here and there, it is outdoors. I don't think it's going to keep them from passing the ball much, but The Cowboys are going to have to pass quite a bit if this goes the way I think it's going to go. I think the Eagles are going to lead, and the Cowboys we don't know what their run game looks like right now. They've got Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and then Jaden Blue, the rookie. So the consensus is kind of that they're going to be passing more. So I've got Will Shipley pulled up here. So we'll just start here. This is set on head-to-head on Outlier. So last time they played, this was one of the stompings from last year, 34-6, and Shipley did get some run at the end there. He went for 34 yards total. But again, this isn't just about it being a blowout. I think that they let Kenneth Gainwell go because Shipley is a solid number 2 for Saquon Barkley, backup there. So I feel good about him being able to get this done. Let's see, what do I have the settings on here? His longest rush was 9 yards in that game. He got 9 rush attempts in that game. Again, there's a chance this could turn into a blowout, just like these last games were, these last matchups. But I do think Dak does make a difference. And they also have George Pickens now. So, that is going to balance things out a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of attention off CeeDee Lamb. And also they've got like 2 wide receiver ones, arguably. CeeDee's obviously way better than George Pickens, but George Pickens is a good enough player, in my opinion, to be a wide receiver 1 somewhere. So they've got 2 of those. They also have Jake Ferguson. So I think Dak is going to be able to keep this more competitive than we saw last year. But either way, I like Shipley to get some touches tonight. Even if this game stays within, I think a competitive outing for the Cowboys will be keeping it within like 2 possessions. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at Daily Grind real quick for Shipley and see what they're thinking, because there might be some plays you guys prefer over that. If they've got them on here, just double check. We might not be able to get the Daily Grind odds for this one. Make sure I'm spelling that right. Yeah, just like it sounds. I'll try one more time. Yeah, it's not coming up on Daily Grind. I'll refresh that though. We'll keep moving and see once it refreshes if that actually it refreshed pretty quick. I'll just try one more time. You guys play fantasy football? I mean, I know a lot of you probably do. I am pumped. I'm in a dynasty league, so yeah, they're not pulling up Shipley. I'm in a dynasty league, so I've been ready for this all summer. All right, so moving on. So Jake Ferguson, I like him to be able to get relatively active. Like I was looking at his receptions, I was looking at his receiving yards, and then I decided to go with the fantasy score because if he does happen to get into the end zone, this line at 8.5 is definitely good because you've got like the 6 points for the touchdown. You've got the full point on Prizepicks for the reception. So you're at 7 right there. So I think that we're good if he gets in the end zone, but I think he can get it done either way. So I have it pulled up here on Outlier on the head-to-head. Now this is with Dak Prescott. So since Dak was out last year when they matched up against the Eagles, this is what it looks like when Dak is in the game. I know this is further back. This is the 2023, like early in 2023. So late in 2023, like start of the season. And I mean, but you can see that with Dak, he actually was getting targeted. This is still when they had CeeDee Lamb. No George Pickens, but I don't think that he's going to take away a ton from Ferguson. They signed Ferguson to a nice fat contract, so I feel like he has a good chance of getting us to at least 8.5 fantasy score above that. But yeah, he went for 91 with Dak and then 72 with Dak. And yeah, surprisingly, like that game, the Cowboys actually handled that one well, 33-13. But it's been a while. They did not have Saquon during that time, so it's a totally different beast that they're dealing with Dallas. But I just think that Dak is competent enough to make this more competitive, and I would love it. They got a new coaching staff, so that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Schottenheimer, I like to see maybe they come out and they kind of surprise everybody, but I do think that they're going to have to be pretty pass heavy, and I think Jake Ferguson is going to be a part of that outlet. It is a tough matchup. receiving yards allowed to tight ends. The Eagles last year, 34.8 on average. So they're really tough on defense entirely, but tough for tight ends as well. But still 8.5 seems like a low enough line that I think that he'll be able to get it done. And like I said, second half, I expect if this game isn't totally out of reach, it's just going to be the Cowboys playing catch up and passing the ball a lot to try to get a lot done in a shorter amount of time is kind of what I'm thinking here. Let's take a look at daily grind for this. I don't want to see a note here. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so they have Ferguson's fantasy score on the optimizer as the best play for Ferguson. They like a lot of his plays, actually. So 8.5, they have it at a 51.63% odds to hit the over. And it's above that 8.5 on every other platform. Not by a lot, 8.9, 8.8. But still, you're getting at 8.5. When you're talking about fantasy score, the fractional points can make a difference there. They also like his receptions over 4. Oh my gosh, autocorrect 10 minutes later. Let me see here. There we go. Okay, so it updated a little bit. They still like the fantasy score the best, but they like his longest reception over 15.5, which, by the way, let's take a look at that real quick. So when he was kind of doing well with Dak, if you look at his longest reception in these games, he had a 32-yard reception and a 40-yard reception. So that's going to stack us up pretty quick for fantasy score. That's 3.2 points. In that 32, and then 4 points alone on that yardage alone. So if you tack on the reception as well, that would be 4.2 points and 5 points just off of that one play alone. And he's averaging 13.7 yards per reception and averaging 9 targets. So not bad. But yeah, Dak's going to be passing the ball, I think, a decent amount tonight. So yeah, they like the longest reception. They do like the receptions over. They like the receiving yards over 36.5. And they're feeling the same way about Ferguson as I am. And this is like, the DFS optimizer, this just kind of crunches numbers across all these different platforms. And it's like a sharp betting tool. So it is just comparing odds and looking for value with the platform you have it set to versus what, dude, that's another massively autocorrect. But yeah, it's just crunching numbers between odds makers and the platform line you're getting it at. So if you guys want to check out this app from Daily Grind, they have a bunch of different tools. Just use code BACKDOOR. They'll give you 25% off your first month. All right, let's keep it rolling here. All right, so speaking of Dak, pass attempts on Outlier, it's what I have it set to. The line is the same that we're getting it at, 36.5. And so of the 8 games that he played in 2024, he cleared that in 4 of those games. So it's already a 50-50 shot. If we take a look at the head-to-head, though, in the games that he did play, like we were saying in late 2023, he was very active. So 44 in the first game, 44 attempts, and 39. So if the Cowboys defense is bad, they're playing from behind, same principle we talked about earlier. He's going to have to be passing a lot to try to come back and win this game. They're going to be playing catch up. And maybe I'll be wrong, the defense is tough. They average 31.9 is what they allowed last year on average. But again, I think Dak, he's not going to really have much of a choice. So I'm feeling good about his attempts going over. All right, so Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. I've got both of their individuals set up here because this combo just seems kind of ridiculous. Now, I think maybe part of the reason we're getting it for that is because last year in these 2 head-to-head games, he didn't have touchdowns. So, I still think, now they're minus Micah Parsons. I think that Saquon's getting in the end zone tonight. That's just me. If we look at the matchup here, average touchdowns against overall 3.2. If we look at your running backs, they still allowed 1 per game last year. But yeah, it's Saquon Barkley. I think he's getting in for at least 1. I don't even think I really need to break this down too much for you guys. This just seems ridiculous at 1.5. If we look at Jalen Hurts, what I have it set on, this is his 2024 season. You can see this is just rushing touchdowns. So he had a 68% hit rate across the season as far as like how often he got at least 1 touchdown rushing the ball alone. So, I mean, he had 2 different games here where he had 3 rushing touchdowns. So we've got 4 games with at least 2 touchdowns just rushing the ball. So between the 2 of them, this just seems kind of like a silly line. And then if we look at rushing touchdowns against, it's actually 1.5 against the Cowboys. So yeah, this one just seemed kind of like a gimme. If we take a look, let's see, I don't know if I can pull up. I guess I skipped ahead a little bit. I got to give you guys some more daily grind here. Sorry about that. Getting back into the swing of things. So we stopped with Ferguson. Let's go to Dak real quick, and then I'll pull up Hurts and Barkley, that combo, if I can find it. All right, so the pass attempts they like to go over on the optimizer, 51.14% odds to hit the over, -122. And we got DraftKings bumping it up to 37.5. But other than that, everyone's got this right at that 36.5. They like his fantasy score over as well. And they like his passing plus rushing yards to go over. Pass attempts is the top over that they have for him. So the optimizer is agreeing with me on this. Let's see. I'm just going to type in Hurts and see if we can find that combo. It's just pulling up this passing yards combo. I hope that combo didn't go away. You guys let me know if it did. I'll try Barkley. See if that comes up. Dang, they may have taken it off the board already. They may have updated it right before game time. Yeah, the optimizer's not feeling the current combos, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, and Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley. It's like kind of a 50-50 shot on the Javonte Williams Barkley rushing yards combo to the under. They actually really don't like this CeeDee Lamb and Barkley rushing receiving yards combo, 191. That doesn't seem that crazy to me though. Because Barkley has gone off. I think he had like almost like over 160 last time they played. But again, the game was out of control. There was no Dak. There was like all sorts of Dallas was just kind of having a chaotic year. But let me show you guys. I'll show you guys some bonus plays, and then we'll get out of here. I hurry up and upload this video since I'm getting it out kind of late. So their top over is Jared Goff's fantasy score. This is super juiced, 58%, 58.06%, -138. They like him over 16.5 fantasy score. What else do we have here? JJ McCarthy, longest rush, 8 yards. Seems solid too, 54%. If you guys like unders, you can just kind of see these unders. I'm just going to call out the overs for you though. Jalen Waddle, 4.5 receptions. Seems solid to me too. 53.59% odds to hit the over, -134. Will Lutz kicking points. They like that over 7.5. But yeah, this optimizer is great, especially when you're like just trying to get stuff done quick. And if you go in and check out the optimizer like 30 minutes before the game starts, you'll find that a lot of these platforms will put out these random lines like right before the game starts. I don't know why it works out that way. Maybe you guys know. You can let me know in the comments, but you can find a lot of juice 30 minutes before the game starts. But these are the types of plays that are so juiced that it's almost like they make a mistake because it goes up and then like 10 minutes, you have like 5-10 minutes to lock it in and it's gone. But yeah, Austin Eckler receiving yards over 21.5, 52.78% odds to hit the over. Kenneth Walker over 14.5 rush attempts. Yeah. I mean, that might be a thing. I don't know how. Like, I'm a Zach Charbonnet fan, so I'm kind of hoping that Charbonnet like cuts into Kenneth Walker's workload a little bit. I know there's a lot of Kenneth Walker like truthers out there. I think he's great. I've just been holding Zach Charbonnet in Dynasty since our startup like 3 years ago. So I'm really hoping that this year we see him cut into that workload a little bit. But I mean, Kenneth Walker, if he wasn't injured so regularly, he's absolutely electric. And turns out he can catch the ball great. Like none of these other offensive coordinators for Seattle were giving him the opportunity to catch the ball much, but he seems fine. He can catch like deep passes too. So I believe in the talent. I just wish him and Charbonnet weren't on the same team. Joe Flacco over 34.5 pass attempts. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that looks solid. I think Flacco's going to come out just slinging it. And last time he played with the Browns, they looked solid. But yeah, man, it's hard not to get into the discussion about Deshaun Watson every time you think about the Browns. It's like so crazy. But Chase McLaughlin over 7 kicking points. Optimizers liking that as well. With football, this doesn't update as fast, but sometimes you can just refresh and you'll get like a whole new list, because if so we got, oh look at that. So there's that Hurts Saquon Barkley rushing receiving TD combo that's in our slip. They love it. 54.29% odds to hit the over. Glad I refreshed it. So maybe Prizepicks took it away for a minute and brought it back, or it could just be the optimizer updating. But yeah, there you go, guys. So we'll wrap it up with that. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, took the summer off. I'm riding solo right now. So Jordy, if you guys have been following the channel, Jordy's just got a lot of other things that he's getting into. So he doesn't have the time to put into this for now. So it's kind of indefinitely. It's just me. So if you guys want to go check out my other channel, I'll attach the video if you want to check out the plays I put on there. But yeah, if you want to come join our Discord community, code BACKDOOR gets you 90% off right now. We're going to be doing that until September 10th. So between now and September 10th, first week of football, 90% off your first month. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for tuning into the show, and I will catch you in the next one. Good luck.